Ralph Gracie was born in Eau Clair, Wisconsin on November 25, 1892. The following year, 1893, he and his family moved to the Bemidji area. Not very much is known about Ralph's younger years growing up, but by the year 1917, he had attended both Macalaster College and the University of Minnesota. After graduation, he served as a journalist for the Minneapolis Journal. He wanted to do more, so he enlisted as a prospective pilot for the United States. Since the U.S. was not currently involved in World War I, he was assigned to an air station in Toronto for his flight training. Here, he trained in the Canadian version of the Curtiss Jenny. Upon completing that training, the Air Service assigned him to Hicks Field near Dallas, Texas. Continuing his career of service, Lieutenant Gracie was sent to England in 1918 to train in the Sopwith Pup and the Sopwith Camel. Following the completion of this training, he became one of a select few American pilots to fly in the Royal Air Force during the war. He was stationed with the British 4th Pursuit Group near Amiens, Abbeville, and Montdidier, all located in France. Flying combat missions in 1918 and World War I in general was a very dangerous task, and many pilots perished. According to the book Years of Combat, of the 235 men in Ralph's squadron, 34 were killed in training, 43 were killed or missing in action, 21 were captured, and 14 were wounded. A total of 112, or nearly half the men, were lost. Part of the reason for the fatalities is that most pilots didn't wear parachutes. U.S. squadrons were not issued parachutes until after the war in 1919. Unfortunately, Ralph Gracie made the ultimate sacrifice for the cause and his country when he was shot down on August 12, 1916. Initially, he was reported as missing in action, but one of the men in his squadron, along with other eyewitnesses, claimed that he was targeted by multiple enemy aircraft. Bullets hit and splintered the wing spars of his aircraft, and he crashed into the English Channel only 2 miles from the Belgian coastline. After the war ended, the family was able to move his body from his wartime grave in Belgium and peacefully lay him to rest in the family plot in Bemidji. And the local American Legion Post in Bemidji was named after him. Ralph Gracie, post number 14, still exists today. Lieutenant Gracie was not only a hero of his time for the United States, but also for the state of Minnesota. One of our very own from the earliest years of airborne flight, took the call to action which brought him halfway across the globe, where he made the ultimate sacrifice. It must be said, thank you, Lieutenant Ralph Gracie, for your service and for representing the state of Minnesota, the United States, and the Royal Air Force in World War I.